Lovely to have you here. Mr. Ali with Computer Lessons Online, back with you. Today, I am not going to make you guess. I am broadcasting from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in the Appalachian Mountains in the United States of America, one of my favorite places in the world. So, moving quickly along, I had promised we would talk about using CSV files. Okay, two things. Firstly, list that we used last week with our Proto content management system used a CSV file. If you look at that, you have a field that got set in as the date, there's a comma separating them, and there is a field with some text, string text, that creates a comma separated value field or file. So, in a sense, we have worked with that, but looking at the curriculum, we're going to get into depth in that on in year 9. And we're going to really get in depth in year 10. So I thought today what we're going to do is a bit of a plenary, quick rundown on what we've learned already, and then I have a quick homework assignment I would like you to complete, if you would, by the beginning of next week. And that will probably be pretty much it for the summer. I might have something interesting next week for you. I have to look and see. I'm going to check with the department, but otherwise, let's jump in right now. Let's have a look at what we've learned, particularly some of the key concepts taking forwards that you need to know in terms of computer science. Now, there's data types, integers, strings, there's specifics to Python, but what we really want to know and understand are the specific basic elements of programming. And if we have a look at those right here, you can see that there we go. The elements of programming, as you have learned them, maybe you haven't quite noticed, but they are sequence, selection, and iteration. And let me go through how we have approached these so far this summer. So, first of all, we'll look at sequence. A sequence is a set of logical steps carried out in a specific order. And that's crucial there. It has to be in a specific order. Whether you're cooking a recipe, or say, as we've looked in our example in class time, making a smoothie, for example, or if you're tying your shoe, that operates to an algorithm, and it has to be done in a specific order or it just won't work. A program operates in the same way. So we declare in this case, our base variable, and we declare a height variable. They can be interchanged. You can declare the height and then the base. Then we calculate the area. It has to be in that sequence because you have to declare your variables. Only then can you do the calculation, and then only after the calculation can you print out and display what the area of a triangle is. That should be pretty well obvious and straightforward. So, sequence, a set of logical steps carried out in a specific order. Okay, nextly we have selection. Now, selection is a decision to take a course of action based on information presented. So, when we looked at calculating our age based on whether or not we've had a birthday, we're going to declare, we declared a couple of variables. What year were you born? What year is it now? But we declared a string, have you had your birthday? If you've had your birthday, etc. Now, here's the selection if the string had birthday equals yes, or string had birthday equals capital yes, the integer age equals the integer current year minus the integer year. So this is the decision point. Based on the information presented, calculate on this basis. Else, based on the information presented, calculate on a different basis. Only then can you print, you must be this variable years old. That is selection in a nutshell. Either do this based on this information, or do that based on that information. In certain circumstances and instances, you'll see this in flowcharting, you see this in algorithms, but you'll also see that in programming, that you could have if, elif, or else if, then do something else. And it goes to a decision point based on each of those iterative decisions based on the information presented. make a decision. Only then can you move forward in the program. Okay, our next element of programming is iteration. So the iterative version we learned is what we call a for loop. We also have something called a while loop, and we will get into that in year 9, we will get into that in year 10, we'll get into that in year 11. You'll get to know and love while loops. They are very cool. But an iteration is a process in which instructions are repeated in a sequence a specified number of times or until a condition is met. So here we have for each number in the lottery numbers, print each number. So as long as there are numbers in the list that we haven't printed, print the number. Secondly, for I, a variable in a range of 7, select random numbers, the random choice lottery numbers, that's your number variable, your picked numbers, append to the number, and lottery numbers remove from the number. And then, only then, you print the chosen numbers are. So, it iterates through. You want a range of 7 numbers, add your picked numbers, append them in, remove your lottery numbers from above, and print the numbers chosen are, and you print your picked numbers. So, the iterative process goes through. The instructions are repeated in a sequence a specified number of times and or until a condition is met. Okay? I hope that's really clear. These are some of the things we've looked at this year. You've done really well. The people who've shared their REPLs with me, I am very pleased with the work they've done. And what I hope to do is to carry on with that next year and the year after in computer science. I hope a lot of you will choose to carry forward in that. It's one of the few subjects one can study in school and go straight out of school into well-paying work. Think about that. You don't need to necessarily, you can get, but you don't necessarily need to go to university. You don't necessarily have to go on to higher postgraduate education to do really well in this. There are innumerable apprenticeships, internships, work placement schemes, and employment available for young people who can do programming, who understand computer science, who understand the principles that we can teach you here at Hassan. So, I will be uploading some homework for you to show my homework. I would like you to return that to me by early next week. And I bid you goodbye here from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. We may have another lesson next week, or we may have something that's a bit of fun. We'll let you know closer to the time. Thanks a lot, and it's good to see you.
This has been Computing with Mr. Ali. Be sure to check Show My Homework for your assignments and look for new video lessons on Mr. Ali's YouTube channel.